All right, so when the formula says that the answer for amplitude is absolute value of A, look up at your formula up here, and where can you find the A? A is the number in front of sine. Okay, so what's my answer on number 1 for amplitude? It's just 5. It's that easy. So your answer is whatever number is in front of sine or cosine. If it's not sine or cosine, look back at your formula sheet. If it's not sine or cosine, you don't have an answer for amplitude. So are there any up here on the board that are not sine or cosine? No, all of these are sine and cosine, so all 4 of these have an answer. All right, so cosine, the next one, number 2. What number's in front of cosine?
1.
Number 3, what number's in front of sine?
1.
4. What number's in front of cosine? See how easy this is? Let's go ahead and do this whole column. All right, go ahead and do the whole column. Y'all do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll check them. All you do, George, is look at the number at the front of the problem.
What if it's...
So number 5, what number's in front of secant? Whoa, wait a minute. What does it say about secant on your sheet? None. So just draw a dash on number 5. If it's not sine or cosine, you won't have an amplitude. So 5, no answer. How about 6? No answer. How about 7? Yes. What's my answer on 7? 1/4. That's the number that's in the front. What's my answer on 8? Now, is it going to be negative 1/2 or positive 1/2? Hold on. Why is it only positive 1/2? Because if you look at your formula sheet, what does it say? It says absolute value of A. So the answer will always be just positive. So it's positive 1/2. How about 9? I can't see it. Positive 4. You guys go ahead and finish that left column. Finish that first column. All right. So what's the next one going to be? 6. Next one. Oh, hold on. It's tangent, so it doesn't happen. Just draw a dash. 12, 2, 13, 5, 14, what number's in front? 1, 16, 2. All right, everybody's good with the first column then. All right, let's go back. Let's do the second column. All right, Amelia, look at our formula sheet when we do the second column.
Okay.
What is the formula, Amelia, for period?
2 pi over k.
All right, 2 pi over k. I like to write that down. 2 pi over k. I'm going to write it down on all these. And the reason is because this formula is not always the same. 2 pi over k. So you guys go ahead and write that down. But for sine and cosine, it's always the same. Look at your formula sheet. When is the formula not the same on period? Whenever it's tangent or cotangent, then it's just pi over k. But for these 4, it's 2 pi over k. All right, so how do I find the answer? Well, what does it mean when it asks for k? Where is k at in the formula? K is the number right in front of the x. Look at number 1. What number's right in front of the x? 1. 2 pi over 1 is 2 pi. So that was an easy one. All you do is write the number on the bottom of the fraction that's in front of the x. All right, do the next one. What number's in front of x? 10. So you have to write 2 pi over 10. If you can't do it in your head, do it in your calculator. Type that in and see what you get. 2 pi on the top, 10 on the bottom. What's the answer?
Pi over 5.
Pi over 5. All right, number 3. What number's in front of x? 1. So that's an easy one. 2 pi. Let's keep going. Number 4. What number's in front of x? Same thing, guys. 2 pi over 1 is 2 pi. Whoops. Let's keep going. All right, number 5. Now this says secant. Was that one of the formulas that was different?
Yeah.
No. Secant and cosecant are the same. The only ones that are different are tangent and cotangent. So this formula is still 2 pi over k, but number 6 is just pi over k. Are there any more? I don't have any more up here. So make sure you don't get mixed up on that. So all we have to know is what number goes on the bottom. All right, CJ, what goes on the bottom on number 5? What goes right there for k?
1.
Very good. So that answers 2 pi.
That's right.
All right. Grant, what number goes on the bottom on number 6?
1.
1, so it's pi over 1, which is pi. All right, you might have to put number 7 in your calculator. We got to put 2 on the bottom. 2 pi over 2, I can do that one in my head. I can just cross out the 2's. I got pi on that one. All right, you guys keep going, finish that whole column, and we'll check. 2 pi on top over 2 is just pi. Make sure I didn't mess up. All right, so let's just do this whole column. I would write the formulas down first on this one because some of them are different formulas in this column. Look at your formula sheet, make sure you see where I'm getting these formulas from. Let's do the next one. 2 pi over k. What number goes in for k? All you gotta do is look in front of x. 1, so it'd be 2 pi over 1, which is 2 pi. Positive 180. 13. Pi over 18 is what I got on my sheet because you got pi over 6 on top and you divide it by 3. Put it in your calculator. All right, I'll say that again. Number 13, what goes on top, it'll be positive pi over 6. What goes on bottom, it'll be 3. Put it in your calculator. I got pi over 18. Check and make sure that's right.
Yeah, I just wrote the wrong thing in my head, but I got it in my calculator.
All right, 14. What goes on top? Oh, hold on, CJ's got a question.
I'm just confused.
13. Pi over 6 divided by 3.
There you go.
Again, I messed up. Fraction button. Then go pi over 6. That's where you're messing up. You gotta hit your fraction button first, CJ. All right, 14. What goes on top of the fraction? Negative 120. What goes on bottom? 3. What's your answer? Negative 40 degrees. Good. 15. What goes on top? Negative pi over 4. What do we divide it by? 1. So the answer is just negative pi over 4. All right, let's do the last column now, and this is the easiest column, location change. This is your location change right here. Whatever number is on the end of the problem after the x, okay? If you don't have a number, like on number 1, then you don't have a location change. Just draw a dash. All right, 2, dash. What's 3? Is it up 9 or down 9? It's got a plus, so we'll draw up 9 that way. Or you can write out the word up if you want to. I don't care. Arrows are fine.
So even if it's in the parentheses, like on number 4, is it?
All right, 4. Nope, you got to have a number on the end after the parentheses. We don't have one. That's a dash. Go to 5. What's the answer on 5 for location change? Dash, doesn't have one. 6, dash. 7, 8. All right, 9's got one. What's the answer on 9? Up 4. 10, down 5. Good. 11, up 6. 12, up 5. 13, up 2. 14, 15. All right, let's go to break real quick. Come back and we'll do this some more and we'll start some new stuff. Some of y'all still need some assistance on the second column. Remember, the formula is the same for period on everything except, what was it, tangent and cotangent. So on number 6, I made sure I made that change. It's just pi over k. 1 through 5 are all the same, 2 pi over k. All right, when we did these a minute ago, where did we find where the k is? K is always a number where? Let's look in the formula. K is the number in front of x. I got your formula up here, top left-hand corner if you need it. If you want to copy it, you can. K is the number in front of x. So on number 1, what's the k? 1. Isn't there a 1 there? Understood to be a 1? So 2 pi over 1 is 2 pi. All right? 2. What number's in front of x? Got a 12. So you'll have to put this one in your calculator more than likely. 2 pi over 12, Grant says it's pi over 6. All right, y'all work a little bit on that column, then we'll look at some answers. All right, number 3, we got a 1 in front of the x again, so that answers 2 pi. Number 4, same thing. These aren't bad. Now number 5, I got a 6 in front of the x on this one. So 2 pi over 6, what's that simplify down to? Pi over 3. All right, look at number 6. I'm back to having a 1 in front of x. But remember, this formula is different on number 6. Instead of pi over k, it'll be pi over 1, which is just pi. All right, you guys finish that second column, and we'll look at them if you want to. All right, so what we're doing on this side, guys, is basically we're just going backwards from the front side. They're giving us the 4 answers now that were on the front in the chart, and we got to go backwards. So the easiest way, I think, to do this, first step, let's go ahead and bring down your amplitude and your location change. Amplitude goes in the front, I know that, and location change goes on the end, plus 8. So go ahead and bring those down.
So you automatically know that sine?
Okay, good question. Grant says, how do we automatically know that sine goes there? Read your instructions, what's it say?
Sine and cosine.
The first 4 problems are all sine, the last 4 problems, Amelia, are all cosine. So Amelia, write down what I got on the board in red. Because you know the amplitude goes in the front and you know the location change goes in the back. We got to find the other ones. The other ones are a little bit hard. Anybody have any questions so far? We're good? All right. Did I hit record a minute ago?
Why is there holes on both sides of my paper?
Because I messed up.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. To find this number right here, this number is going to go in front of x. To find this number, here's what you do. Bring down what they give you for period. They gave us 2 pi over 1. Bring it down, just like you see it. If it's not in fraction form, write a 100. All right, now, Amelia, we're going to set that equal to whatever they said the formula was for period. So look on your formula sheet. What's the formula for period? 2 pi over k. Write it down. So how do we find our answer? We got to cross multiply and divide. Now, this one, guys, has a shortcut. Why does this one have a shortcut? If the top numbers are the same, then the bottom numbers are going to be the same too. So this answer is k equals 1. So right here, I'm going to put 1x. That only happens, though, when the top numbers are the same.
You're
Okay?
gonna mark off, we don't put the 1?
No. I am going to mark off if you guys don't show me this. Grant and River, y'all got to show me that. Y'all going to be the first one to try to sneak by. All right, to find the last number, right here. To find the last number, we take this formula, Grant, pi over 2, and I got to set it equal to whatever it said the formula was for phase shift. Somebody look that up. What's the formula? Negative c over k. So I'm going to write negative c over 1. Wait a minute. I thought the formula was negative c over k.
Our k is 1.
Because we already found out that k is 1.
That's right.
Now, there is no shortcut on this one. We're going to have to cross multiply. All right, what do I get when I times this way? Negative 2c. Okay? What do I get when I times this way? 1 pi. All right, now, look at that. What do I divide by? How do you know what we divide by? Whatever is with the variable, the letter, is what you divide by. So we divide by negative 2. My answer is negative pi over 2. That goes in this spot right here. And now you're done.
Interesting.
Questions? Or y'all asking about another problem?
We're just asking if he did it like a different way.
If you've got another way to do it, I wouldn't mind looking at it. This is the easiest way I found to do it.
Okay.
If you have a shortcut, I'd like to see it, River.
All right.
Or unless you're doing it all in your head, doing that river math. No. All right, let's do the next one. Anybody got a question on 1 before we go to 2? All right, how do we start it? Bring the first number down, bring the last number down. That's how you always start. It took first plot, we had to do like 4 of these before they could really do it by themselves. All right, so I know the first number is going to go in front of x right here. How do I find the first number again? What do I use to help me?
2 pi over k.
All right, this time, the last time, right, the formula is 2 pi over k. So we're gonna bring down what they give us for period, which is 3 pi over 1, and we're gonna set it equal to the formula for period, and Amelia said that was 2 pi over k. Now, I want you guys to try to cross multiply. Just see how far you can get, and then I'll do it. All right, when I times this way, I get 2 pi. When I times this way, what do I get? I got a 3, a pi, and a k. All right, how do we know what we divide by again?
That one has a variable. So
You divide by whichever one has the variable. So in this problem, I divide by 3 pi.
So you sure was 3.
Pi's cancel when you put it in your calculator. Grant's right. It's 2 over 3. Well, we've got to find one more answer. So take what they're giving you for phase shift, which is pi over 1. What do I set it equal to this time? The formula for phase shift is negative c over k. So I'm going to put negative c on top. And on bottom, we already found out the k was 2/3, so 2/3 goes on the bottom. Y'all try to cross multiply and divide that.
I'm assuming when you go to tangent, nothing changes except.
We're not doing any for tangent, we're only going to do sine and cosine on the test. Your question.
Good question, Greg.
Thank you, baby. That's right.
What do we do?
Times this way, I got negative 1c. Times this way, I got 2/3 in pi. What do I divide by this time?
1c, negative 1c.
Negative 1. You leave the c. So that's just going to give me negative 2/3 pi. All right, we'll keep going. I'll go to number 3 with you. You guys want to try working ahead would be great. Okay, anybody got a question on 2? All right, here's 3. Go back. No, you're talking about something else. Okay.
No, we were definitely talking about that problem. Okay.
All right, do I need to leave this for another minute?
Did you figure it out?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, we're good.
All right, so when you start the problem, what do you start with? What do you do first?
Amplitude and
Yeah.
location.
I bring down the 6, and I bring down the +4. That's the first thing you do. Now, you guys try the first cross multiply step by yourself. See if you remember how to set it up. You'll bring down pi over 1 right here and set it equal to 2 pi over k. All right, let's see what you got. Remember, bring down what they're giving you, which is pi over 1, and set that equal to the formula for period, which is 2 pi over k. Now cross multiply and divide to see what you get. When I go this way, I got 2 pi. When I go this way, I got pi and k. What do I divide by on this one?
1 pi.
Right, pi. So that pi cancels out, and I just got 2x. Everybody see how I got 2? All right, so to do the other half of the problem, I take what they give me here, which is pi over 2, and I set it equal to negative c over k. But we already found out that k is 2, because I already plugged it in right there. So it'll be negative c over 2. All right, y'all cross multiply and divide that, and we'll see what you get.
This is the same thing.
Okay, how do you know what you divide by? You always divide by the number that's with the letter.
Yeah.
We got to divide by negative 2. So in your calculator, you'll put 2 pi on top. 2 pi on top. 2 pi on top divided by negative 2. And your answer is. All right, so when you cross multiply this way, I got negative 2c You always divide by what's with the letter, so I divide by -2. Amelia put that in her calculator, she got -pi. All right, this is where first block could kind of do number 4 by themselves. So I want to give y'all a little, see how y'all did the first one.
Draw an arrow down. Not doing that again.
All right, remember, take the period that they give you, which is pi over 5, set that equal to 2 pi over k. Now we cross multiply. So when I multiply these two, I got 10 pi. When I multiply these two, I got pi and k. How do I know what I divide by?
Which one has the number?
Good. This has got the letter, so I know I divide by by pi. Guys, I got 10x. Check y'all's work, see if it matches mine.
Yes, sir.
I hope this isn't any different from the bottom.
No, it's exactly the same, except you put cosine in the problem instead of sine. All right, so you guys try the other half of it and see if we can get that part right. Besides just putting cosine instead of sine, nothing different. All right, so again, this is on our next test and it's on our final exam. All right, so Emily, to do the next part, I bring down what they give me, which is pi over 1. I set it equal to -c over k. Since k is 10, I write -c over 10. All right, y'all do your cross multiplying. All right, so I got -1c equals 10 and pi. Divide by -1. I got -10 pi. Somebody confirm that for me? All right. All right, so your assignment is to do the last 4 problems. I don't mind if y'all help each other, that's fine.